You often refer to knowledgeofhealth.com, and Bill Sardi has came on here a couple of times. And as soon as I heard him speak about health, he was just way more precise, way more knowledgeable, and way more just tending to give advice specifically to people's maladies, much more than most naturopathic doctors that I've encountered. So I love how he didn't really go through an approach that was just, all different vitamins, minerals, and these are all the biochemical reactions they'll do for your body, or so many just very big words. He was very straightforward. If you have berry symptoms, take this. If you have this, take this supplement. So he was always very much tending to the disease and the illness of people, and not as much as just throwing all these big words at you and having a million and one things you could do. He was very helpful just to get people better.
He was just a great friend of mine. Lived in California. A good mechanic, when you drive up and he listens to your car and says, "Oh, you need ABC," he knows. You need to adjust the valves. You need to add more oil. You need to, do something. And somebody who understands the human body and what it needs. We're made from the dust of the ground, and the dust of the ground contains all the minerals that we need to fix just about everything. So, all right,
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Patrick, what vitamin you want to talk about tonight?
So I would like this. If we could only run for maybe 30 minutes tonight, if that's okay. I do have a couple of slides to run through that won't take at all longer than 30 minutes.
I'm going to turn the TikTok camera so they can see. Can the TikTok folks see what he's doing? On this screen behind me. Okay. There. All right, Patrick, take it away.
Alrighty. So my name is Patrick J. Yurish, and I'm an integrative health practitioner in northeastern Pennsylvania. And most of my research, most of my advice has come from a man in Creation Science Evangelism Board ministry, and his name was Bill Sardi. Now, I've taken a lot of information from a lot of different health practitioners, but the most prominent person that I've gained the most advice from, the most information from, by far, I would say, in the health field has been the man Bill Sardi. He was an investigative health journalist, and his advice was extended anywhere from diabetes to headaches to cancer. He was just phenomenal to help with people's maladies, ailments, illnesses. So today I just want to do a quick seminar talking about the most common ailments that we all struggle with, we all get every year, from throat aches to headaches to a little more, detrimental illnesses, leading causes of death that we may face in America. It's not going to be a long broadcast, but if anyone does have any other questions or they're dealing with any illnesses, please reach out to me. My website is yurishihp.com, and my email is yurish.ihp@gmail.com. Okay, so discussing disease, recovering from common maladies, and more. So these are just going to be things we all struggle with, and I believe that God made the things we could treat remedies here on earth. Now, I am not a licensed medical doctor. I'm not part of the mainstream medical establishment, so I can't legally say I cure, diagnose, treat, or prevent illness, mitigate illness. I cannot say that legally. Now, while supplements, nutraceuticals may do so, I cannot legally say so. So, common ailments and leading causes of death we all face here: allergies, colds, ear infections, sore throats, headaches, stomach aches, high blood pressure, and I believe we have diarrhea there, and some more leading causes of death: heart disease, flu, pneumonia, stroke, diabetes, kidney disease, and lead poisoning. And we'll get to that one later, which is something systemic. And we're not meant to be taking drugs for all these. Like Hovind always says, Dr. Hovind always says, our headaches are not caused by a lack of aspirin. We don't lack aspirin, and that's when we have a migraine or a headache. I mean, if you come from an evolutionary viewpoint in this world, we're just a bunch of random chemicals, and you can give it random chemicals to remedy these ailments. But it's not the case. It's not the case at all. We see Timothy, the letter of Timothy, say, drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and enough in infirmity. So I believe there's natural nutrients here on earth that could actually remedy a lot of ailments that we all struggle with day to day. And I believe this prescription we see also in God's word. So common ailments, first off, is, I like to say, one of the most prominent ones, very systemic within our society, is allergies. It seems like everyone is allergic to something. An allergy just is when the immune system has a reaction to a foreign substance. So what's really the cause? Well, a lot of things might go into these slight histamine reactions that are produced by our body, and we get itchy, stuffy nose, sore throat. But a couple things are very, very prominent that may cause this. And the first thing I want to say to everyone is low vitamin D levels is a very, very big cause of allergies. If you're pregnant and you have a child almost here or just conceived, please, please, please take vitamin D. When the child has low vitamin D levels, this ups the chances tremendously of them getting allergies, whether it's a very faint allergy to grass or pollens in the air, or it could be more severe, like a peanut allergy. You need to get your vitamin D levels up. Now, if you're an adult, I suggest 5,000 IU per day. That's a really good dosage, and that helps tremendously. Now, another thing is just stay in the sun. Everyone is sun phobic today, it seems. And I will say we need to be in the sun. Now, not to the point of you're getting burned, but please get, just frequent sun exposure when you can, because you are making crucial vitamin D from UVB rays from the sun. So another thing that goes into it is poor microbiome. Now, I want to touch on this one a little bit just because it seems like every time we have an illness today, we just run for antibiotics. Every time we run to the doctor, get an antibiotic, and we're all good. Well, a couple of things with that is one, sure, you might be killing the virus or the bacteria, and you're slowly actually inducing bacterial resistance. But the biggest thing is there's no respecter of bacteria when it comes to pharmaceutical antibiotics. Your antibiotics that you're taking from the doctor are wiping out, yes, the bad bacteria, but also all your beneficial good bacteria. And this now poor microbiome, microbiome is just your good bacteria in your gut. This poor microbiome could lead to allergies. So please, if you're planning to be pregnant, if you already are pregnant, or if your son's already born and they're growing up, have them eating fermented foods or have you eating fermented foods. So that could be kimchi or sauerkraut or pickles, anything that could supply yogurt, anything that could supply good bacteria is going to tremendously decrease the incident of allergies, or it may prove quite beneficial for such. Vitamin A, another thing that I would say is also indicative or could be leading to allergies when people don't have low vitamin A. So that you want to really be, I would even suggest if you're pregnant, please supplement with something called cod liver oil. Now, this will supply the last one, omega-3 oils, and this will also supply vitamin A to your diet. You don't need much, honestly. If you take the recommended daily dosage of cod liver oil, make sure it's pure cod liver oil, not retinol palmitate, pure cod liver oil. You're going to be supplying the omega-3 oils, the vitamin A, and if you're taking vitamin D, or you might even get sufficient vitamin D from the cod liver oil, just make sure it's about 5,000 IU and be eating fermented foods, and you're going to be getting a very, very good barrier against the possibility of allergies, or a good defense against the child developing allergies. So what can be done in the moment? If you have an allergic reaction right away and you're not really close to Benadryl or an EpiPen, even a lot of times I don't recommend just running to a Benadryl. Now, if you are very prone to getting bad histamine reactions or allergic reactions, obviously I won't ever say shy away from Benadryl or EpiPen. But if it's something that's not so severe, you could do something besides drugs. And the first thing is just vitamin C. If you have a big bag of vitamin C on hand, please, 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 just take a heaping teaspoon or 2 heaping teaspoons in a glass of water and just down it. And it is a powerful, powerful antihistamine. And there's really nothing else that needs to be done a lot of times. So if you have a bee sting, a spider bite, a mosquito bite, whatever it may be, and you're having an allergic reaction to it, and it's not super severe, you could take 2 teaspoons of vitamin C right away, heaping teaspoons in a glass of water, and it's just a crazy, crazy antihistamine that usually you'll be fine. You'll be 100% fine. I would say do the same thing 5-10 minutes later, and you'll be totally, totally, totally fine. If you're having bad allergies, do the same thing. You'll be totally fine. Quercetin is something else that you could have. It's an antihistamine. And also, if you have trouble sleeping and you have melatonin on hand, that as well is a very powerful antihistamine. So if you have allergies, seasonal allergies, a bug bite, whatever it may be, if you pop a melatonin, you could actually have a similar antihistaminic effect to, say, Benadryl. So very, very, very good antihistamine. So common ailments, again, colds. If you do have a cold and you're an adult, vitamin C, you could take a teaspoon every 3 hours. That is just absolutely phenomenal to knock out a cold. Vitamin D3, this is another prominent remedial or prominent, I guess, a quote unquote treatment. I can't legally say this, but another prominent thing that Bill Sardi always recommended for ailments, and it's not a respecter of ailment. If you have a cold, a flu, pneumonia, please take vitamin D3 and make sure there's no calcium in this. Vitamin D3, make sure it's just vitamin D3 now. Take 50,000 IU every single day for 5 days. Now, what this will do within your body is produce something called catholicitins, which is a natural antibiotic peptide, which is able to quell any virus and any bacteria while overcoming antibiotic resistance. So it's absolutely phenomenal for any ailment. Please, 50,000 IU every day for 5 days. If you have a 5,000 IU pill, take 10 of them every day for 5 days, then go back to one pill, 5,000 IU every day. Amazing. Oil of oregano, a very powerful natural antibiotic. It actually was shown that it could help kill anthrax. It's so powerful. 2 to 4 pills every 4 hours for adults. Amazing for any maladies. And also garlic. Garlic also shown to help kill anthrax. Actually outperforms several prescription medications for such. All you do, take 2 cloves, even a clove, crush it, and eat that with some honey, or if you can get it down plain, or if you can put on some food 3 times per day. Absolutely invaluable as a medicine for colds and any ailment for that matter. It's just absolutely invaluable. This, take a picture of it, screenshot it, do something. This is a great treatment plan, quote unquote. I can't treat anything, but this is a great plan to undertake that you could actually help with your cold. Now, ear infections. We all get ear infections from time to time. Sometimes a sinus infection might go to an ear infection. You don't need to always run for antibiotics or antibiotic drops. You could actually do natural treatments. So do not wait for an ear infection to resolve on its own. It's not going to do that a lot of times, but something can be done. So if you have an ear infection, you feel like your eardrum is going to explode, you can actually do something about it. So take hydrogen peroxide, make sure it's food grade hydrogen peroxide, make sure it's 3% hydrogen peroxide, and instill a few drops into each ear. I would always recommend doing it even in each ear, even if it's only in one ear. Please do each ear so it doesn't spread to the other ear. Still a few drops in each ear of hydrogen peroxide. It will help kill the infection. It's phenomenal for it. So next thing is garlic cloves, a little home remedy that people knew for a very long time that's being lost. And this information is being lost, unfortunately, so fast. But chop up a garlic clove in half. Maybe you could do 3. I just recommend chopping it right in half. Put it in cheesecloth and actually place it in your ear. Wrapped in cheesecloth, place it in your ear. That way you can easily retrieve it out. But just the vapors from garlic actually help to kill bacteria. It is that powerful. Doctors in the Black Plague, they would, with their very long beak masks, they would put garlic up in the beak mask, and a lot of times they would not get sick. It's shown that the vapors from garlic alone help to kill bacteria. And an oral solution for an ear infection, oil of oregano pills. Please, for whatever you have, resort to a lot of times oil of oregano, vitamin C. For oil of oregano, 2 to 4 pills every 4 hours. Phenomenal, phenomenal for ear infections. Please take a picture of this, screenshot this, and then I also have a surprise ending about these slides. So, sore throat, quickly, what could be done if you have a sore throat? Should you just run to the cough medicine, which is actually knocking your immune system down most likely? I would say no, please don't do that. If you have a sore throat, it's caused by bacteria. It's acid-forming bacteria, and it's making your throat all scratchy and sore and painful. If you take a saltwater mixture, make a warm saltwater mixture, and use it to gargle 3 times per day, you could also use baking soda, but the alkalinity in salt or the alkalinity of baking soda within the water actually will quell the acid-forming bacteria in the back of your throat and ease the throat infection. I'm sorry, the sore throat. It's absolutely amazing to do that. You could also add a couple drops of hydrogen peroxide as well. But just the salt water, warm baking soda, gargling it 3 times a day is just phenomenal for quelling a sore throat. Same with eating a lemon like you would an orange. That always proves very, very beneficial just for the bioflavonoids, vitamin C. The acidity, believe it or not, also combats the bad bacteria in your throat. A couple things to just soothe your throat, marshmallow tea or slippery elm tea. But the main thing is the salt water, and please, if you have a sore throat, avoid sugar. The bacteria is feeding off of sugar. So if you want to get rid of a sore throat fast, cut out the sugar, gargle with salt water, gargle with baking soda. It'll quell the acidity with the alkalinity of the salt water, with the alkalinity of the baking soda. Easy home remedy. You don't need cough syrup. You need salt water and to avoid sugar. So for a headache, it's very systemic. Everyone's getting headaches. Everyone's staring at screens all day. Major cause of headache, a big cause, is you have spasming blood vessels in your brain, and it's causing a headache. You also could remedy this with electrolytes too, but if you have spasming blood vessels in your brain and it's causing this headache, you could literally just get some hot sauce and have some hot sauce on your food. Or what you could do is stop, if you're driving, stop at a diner, use their hot sauce, or take a cayenne pepper pill. And many times this will quell the headache. If you're having a headache, a cayenne pepper pill is one of the best remedies, or even hot sauce is one of the best remedies to quell a headache. Now, it also could be remedied with an electrolyte. I would recommend just a magnesium supplement. One of the best forms is magnesium malate. But honestly, most forms are totally fine. The only ones you want to avoid, if anyone has a pen and paper, you want to avoid magnesium carbonate, and you want to avoid magnesium sulfate. And you also want to avoid magnesium oxide. But magnesium malate, magnesium glycinate, magnesium threonate, all wonderful to help or possibly help remedy that headache. Another thing, also called nature's aspirin, is white willow bark extract. Another thing, these three things are absolutely wonderful for headaches. Cayenne pepper, amazing remedy for headaches. Magnesium, amazing. And also white willow bark extract, they call it nature's aspirin, absolutely wonderful to aid or may prove very beneficial for headaches. So another thing that a lot of people struggle with, usually it could be a different root problem, but this is just the very general sense of stomach aches. Now, if you have a stomach ache, if it comes on very fast and very severe, it may be obviously food poisoning or something like that. However, I always recommend everyone to keep a bottle of activated charcoal in their car. You can buy this off of Amazon. Honestly, it's very cost effective, very affordable. But if you do suspect food poisoning, if you have a bad stomach ache right away, it'll actually bind to these negative components of the food poisoning that's causing this upset stomach and take them out of your body. Absolutely wonderful to have charcoal on hand. Another thing, oil of oregano, apple cider vinegar, that's just good for killing pathogens if you have food poisoning. But the big things, if you just have general stomach upset or general nausea, I usually recommend a mint peppermint tea with just a teaspoon of ginger powder. It's absolutely wonderful. So good for quelling nausea, general stomach upset. You could also, on certain sites, or at least there's one called mercolamarket.com, not affiliated at all. I make no money off of this reference, but I just like the company. You could buy peppermint pills, also very good for quelling nausea, but just get mint or peppermint tea. Add a teaspoon of ginger powder in there, a really good remedy for helping with your stomach upset and your nausea. Vitamin B1, that's usually if you're deficient in vitamin B1. So if you're a heavy coffee drinker, I really recommend supplementing with vitamin B1 because it actually will block the vitamin B1, and that could lead to more nausea. And then actually a little home remedy that used to be very well known is actually sucking on an ice cube really sends the trigger to quell your stomach, at least mentally, to quell your stomach, and it could literally help with stomach upset like that. So I usually recommend mint peppermint tea with a teaspoon of ginger powder, and sucking on an ice cube is usually just amazing to quell just nausea feelings or general stomach upset feelings. It just works wonderfully most of the time, a lot of times. So moving along to more stomach aches that cause actually diarrhea symptoms. So right away, I always recommend is something called the BRAT diet, which is right away I would eliminate a lot of foods that you're eating and start eating fried green bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. That'll usually help to quell diarrhea a lot of times. And vitamin B1, just a deficiency of that could lead to diarrhea, but I would say zinc. Please, if you have just chronic diarrhea from an ailment, get on the BRAT diet, take a screenshot of this, get on the BRAT diet, and just till the diarrhea subsides, and take zinc. Both of these things are really good at quelling chronic diarrhea, and 100% stay hydrated if you have it, which is coconut water, or take a magnesium supplement. Just get electrolytes into your system because you're losing so much electrolytes. You want to stay hydrated. So a zinc pill, very, very good. And get on the brat diet until the diarrhea subsides. Now, obviously, I do recommend zinc for everyone anyway. Diarrhea or not, I recommend zinc for all adults. So, high blood pressure, a very, very, very common malady. Seems like so many people have high blood pressure today. And do you actually need to run for a pill every single time from your doctor? And I believe, actually, no, you don't need to do this. You could actually take nutraceuticals. Bill Sardi had a quote that said nutraceuticals, which are vitamins, minerals, amino acids, can mimic the biological action of drugs in the human body without side effect. So, yes, I believe there's a drug counterpart to everything pretty much within nature. And a lot of these drugs are actually made from something in nature. The only reason why they're drugs now is because they needed to alter them genetically in order to patent them. So, there's remedies for this high blood pressure, I believe, within nature. One thing is magnesium. I would say a lot of times you don't even need 400 milligrams a day. You can go less than 400 milligrams a day. Take a 300 milligram capsule of magnesium. If it's a 150 milligram pill, to just take two 150s. Amazing, amazing, amazing for high blood pressure. It's a natural blood thinner. Absolutely great for high blood pressure. Zinc. If you have high blood pressure, think zinc, because what happens if you don't have adequate zinc, zinc deficiency causes a lot of sodium in general, to be reuptaked into the kidneys, and it's causing high blood pressure. So a lot of times you don't need to just knock down your sodium to nothing. Just take zinc, 15 to 30 milligrams per day for adults, and this will help to pretty much hinder the uptake of sodium back through your kidneys, and in turn help with high blood pressure. Zinc is absolutely amazing for high blood pressure. Bill Sardi said in his ways to stay healthy for next to nothing, if you have high blood pressure, think zinc. A lot of times magnesium and zinc, that combo is just very good for high blood pressure. Other things that you could add is vitamin D, 5,000 IU per day, very good for high blood pressure. And also resveratrol, the very widely touted resveratrol, another natural blood thinner. Take 200 milligrams per day. Amazing for high blood pressure. But the main thing, if you have high blood pressure, magnesium and zinc, really, really good for that. One is a natural blood thinner. You only need probably 300 milligrams a day. Zinc, 15 to 30 milligrams a day. You don't need any more than that. Both are just fabulous to help with high blood pressure and to normalize it. Now, you don't need to worry about blood pressure going too low on these things. Even if you take all four, you don't need to worry about that, because natural supplements are regulatory. With drugs, they might go too low. With natural supplements, they cannot. It's a regulatory. Next slide. Leading cause of death, heart disease. So real quick, there's about four main types, usually three main types of heart attacks that occur within the world today. So you have sudden death heart attacks, blood clot heart attacks, calcification heart attacks, and atherosclerotic heart attacks, plaquing. So a couple things. Sudden death heart attacks. That's always caused by an electrical storm. If you don't have enough electrolytes, please take a magnesium supplement, take an electrolyte supplement. This will provide enough electrolytes to your body, and you're going to be totally fine from a sudden death where you instantly die, heart attack caused by an electrical storm. Now, there was a story real quick that I've heard where someone on a Navy ship, when it was just sweltering heat, horrible, horrible heat out on the ocean, and a lot of people were just downing water left and right, taking so much water into their bodies, and they're still succumbing to heat stroke horribly. Now, the only people that weren't succumbing to this heat stroke were the ones that were eating their MREs, meals ready to eat. Why is this? Well, that had sodium in it, and sodium was retaining the water in their bodies. It's an electrolyte, and it was helping them not succumb to this dehydration from the sun. So please, electrolytes are so important. People think that they kind of almost deplete you of hydration. No, they actually help with that. So Himalayan pink salt, amazing for electrolytes. Take a magnesium supplement, take an electrolyte supplement. You can get any of these on Amazon. Just fabulous for avoiding sudden death heart attacks. Blood clot heart attacks, usually caused from an iron overload. If you're past the age of 40 for men or past the age of menopause for women, do an IP6 cleanse. This is the biggest takeaway. Do an IP6 cleanse. Take about 1,500 or Hopefully it's in 800 milligram pills, so you can take the actual good amount, 1600 milligrams every day with some water on an empty stomach, and this will take out all the excess iron, all the excess calcium out of your body, and actually de-age you. So your iron is accumulating excess, your calcium is accumulating, and after menopause for women, after the age of 40 for men, Bill Sardi recommended IP6, 1600 milligrams every day. Do it for 3 months. Do an IP6 cleanse. Amazing for that. Another thing for blood clot heart attacks, vitamin C, resveratrol. Both are lowering a very sticky blood protein called lipoprotein A, and this is going to help with the blood clot heart attacks. Calcification heart attacks, a big one is IP6. Do the IP6 cleanse, especially if you're a woman. Please do the IP6 cleanse. Do it for 3 months, 1600 milligrams. Bill Sardi recommended it for 3 months, and it just takes out the excess calcium. Another big thing is atherosclerotic heart attacks or heart disease. That's just plaquing. It's a fancy name for plaquing. And the biggest thing, I would say, if you're going to only take one thing, please take this. This is what Bill Sardi recommended, chondroitin sulfate. Absolutely amazing for plaquing within the arteries. If you have plaque, take chondroitin sulfate. You only need about 2,500 milligrams. Fabulous for taking plaque out of the arteries. And always, always, always keep cayenne pepper pills on hand. It's a vasodilator. It'll help blood flow throughout the body. If you're having angina, some chest pain, take some cayenne pepper pills. It opens up your blood vessels. Phenomenal for your body. So, more leading causes of death, real quick, is flu and pneumonia. What can be done? A very, very good natural lung expectorant is NAC, 5 to 600 milligrams, 2 to 4 times a day. Absolutely amazing as a lung expectorant. It helps break up congestion. And also inositol, an amazing lung surfactant, also helps break up congestion. These two things are phenomenal for your lungs. Also, you want to take vitamin C, teaspoon every 3 hours. Please never worry about too much vitamin C for adults and also children, honestly. Vitamin C is the good dosage is 40 milligrams per kilogram or 2.2 pounds of body weight. But the general rule of thumb is if a kid is, say, sick, you could do 1,000 milligrams per year. If you're an adult, you could do 1,000 milligrams per year of age. I've heard people going up so high, up to probably 80,000, 90,000, 200,000 milligrams for adults. And there's a famous quote by a famous vitamin C researcher: take enough C to be symptom-free, whatever that amount may be. So it's just fabulous, and you really don't have to worry about overdoses. You have to worry about just diarrhea. That's it. Diarrhea. You might get diarrhea, and if you do, just stay hydrated. Just take a magnesium pill or get electrolyte supplement or coconut water. So also, if you have a pneumonia, lung congestion, breathe in hot shower steam, all you do is take it up all the way. Don't want the water to touch you. It's very, very hot. Just breathe it in. Phenomenal. And also, you could get a nebulizer. They're all over Amazon. It just, you breathe in hot some steam. Helps decongest your lungs phenomenally. So, almost there. Stroke. What can be done to prevent a stroke? This is also cayenne pepper pills, vasodilator. Chondroitin sulfate helps, again, to deplaque yourself. And vitamin C and resveratrol, both natural blood thinners, also help with blood flow through your body. A big thing is you want the cayenne pepper pills. These are just a huge vasodilator. And chondroitin sulfate helps to deplaque your body. Bill Sardi recommended it. If you're going to take one supplement for just general deplaquing, just as atherosclerotic plaque, known atherosclerotic plaque, chondroitin sulfate is really, really good. 2,500 milligrams per day. Diabetes, the biggest takeaway, if you're only going to take one thing, please take vitamin B1. Just take it, vitamin B1 as benfotiamine. It's the fat soluble. It will help not with the sugar regulation, but it will help with the maladies that derive from diabetes. The neuropathy, the nerve damage, the retinopathy, the blood vessel damage in your eyes. Vitamin B1 will prevent this from occurring. Now, again, can't legally say prevent, but the supplements may do that. You can't just say that, but they're just the number one supplement for this neuropathy, for this retinopathy. If you have diabetes, you need to be taking benfotiamine. Bill Sardi talks about it so much, and I encourage everyone with pre-diabetes, diabetes, take this. Also, you could do the IP6 cleanse, 600 milligrams a day for 3 months. Berberine, natural alternative to metformin. It's phenomenal for metformin, and it doesn't deplete B12 like metformin. And Gymnema. Bill started recommending this herb, just also fabulous for diabetic patients. Very good. So, another thing, kidney disease. This is known to help people avoid dialysis. It's absolutely wonderful for any kidney malfunction. Vitamin B1 as benfotiamine. You want to do the IP6 cleanse, 600 milligrams per day for 3 months. That will help cleanse the filter, which is your kidneys. It calcifies. And you want to take flaxseed oil. Or you could do flaxseed meal, 2 tablespoons per day. But also just phenomenal for your kidneys. And the thing is, if you're a woman and you're postmenopausal, your calcium is being leached out of your bones, and resveratrol is amazing phytoestrogen that sends a signal to hold the calcium in your bones again, so it doesn't leach out of your bones. So, and also go elsewhere within the body. So, leading causes of death, lead poisoning. This is the biggie. This is systemic. No one really thinks about it, but it causes so much. It used to be in our paint. It used to be in our gasoline. It is now in our roadways. It's in the asphalt. They put lead. They find cancer rates are higher near roadways. So, lead toxicity produces over 400,000 newly recognized deaths annually due to heart and blood vessel disease alone. And just assume that you have lead toxicity. No amount of lead in your body is safe. So lead poisoning symptoms affects learning, IQ, visual function, may cause kidney failure and heart failure. It's just bad to be in our body. Vitamin B1, it's good for lead poisoning. If you have, if you maybe known lead, if you fished a lot with lead anchors, if you put up lead sinkers, if you put up lead paint, take vitamin B1. It'll help the pretty much the detrimental effects from lead. But a big thing I recommend for pretty much every adult that thinks they're have affected with lead, or just I would assume you're affected with lead, is garlic. So when you take lead into your body from whatever source you get it from unknowingly, it goes to your bones. It's stored in your bones. Now, sure, a lot of things may help get the lead out of your body, but the only thing that I know of to get the lead out of your bones is garlic. We don't even know how it does it. It just does it. So I would, if I, as a little cleanse, maybe take raw crushed garlic twice a week, 3 times a week as a little lead cleanse, and it will take it out of your bone. Crush it, put on a spoon, put some honey on it, twice a week, 3 times a week, for adults, and do that for just a little bit, and it will help. And now, obviously it's healthy for you, but doing it for just a little bit could help take the lead out of your bones. And it's not even known how the mechanism by which it does so, but garlic is one of the best things, to my knowledge, that takes lead out of your bones and avoid these detrimental effects that lead poisoning causes. So that was my presentation for now, the leading cause of death. Now, the big surprise I want to say at the end was I went through these common ailments, I went through these maladies that were all affected with leading causes of death. But I just want to say that a little PDF will be available on my website that goes way more in depth to the common ailments, the common maladies, and even the leading causes of death, what causes them, what can be done about them, dosages, supplements, and where you could find these supplements as well. And I'll make that available on my website, which is yurishihp.com. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Patrick. A whole lot of information there in a half hour. Wow. So if you plan to live in your body the rest of your life, you probably should learn how it works and what it needs. My dad would say, if you're going to drive a car, you better learn what does a car need? Well, it needs a lot of gasoline. It uses that. You need air. You better keep your air filter clean. Other stuff it uses but doesn't use up, like brake fluid, you better keep that in there. Transmission fluid, differential fluid, grease on the axles. Your car needs a few things, okay? And your body needs a bunch of things. So give it what it needs. Thank you so much, Patrick. Hey, when are you going to come down and visit?
We're working on it. It's going to be early this year. It's going to 100%
okay.
This year.
You're welcome anytime. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you.
Thank you,
all for listening. Spread the stuff around. All right, bye.
God bless.